You're in the toughest season of your life, but you still have a get together. You ask your friends to come over for some food because you know we're going to eat. And you just let it all out. You let them know about the house drama, the job drama, the church drama, like everything that has you bogged down, annoyed, and irritated. You just let them have it. The stuff that has you shackled, right? You're telling them all of your drama, just venting, letting it all out. And what are you met with? Judgment. Well, this is what's happening in Job chapter 22. Eliphaz, this is his last speech to Job. He's over it. He's angry at this point. And he begins to no longer, I got my notes, right? No longer imply that he is, not righteous. He's accusing him of the worst sins, of exploiting the poor, of withholding food and clothing, and also ignoring the widows and the orphans. And that's really bad stuff back in this time. And so with those things, then God is going to punish you for not doing what you should be doing. And so he's accusing him of doing this. What is he doing? He's creating his own narrative to support his theology. Are you kidding me? You're writing your own narrative? He's not listening to Job and how Job is trying to protect his character and let him know, and the rest of his friends know, listen, I'm not doing anything. I haven't done anything. What I'm doing and have been doing is what I'm supposed to be doing, which is praying, fasting, seeking God, you know what I mean? Doing what I'm supposed to be doing and living as an upright man who loves the Lord. But you're not hearing me. And Eliphaz comes out the gate swinging once again, but this time he's not soft-spoken. He's angry because he knows exactly what is supposed to happen if you don't do what God says to do, and this is what's happening to Job. But what do we know? We know that from chapter 1, this is not true. That heaven is confident that Job will not denounce God or curse him. So this is just a test. It's a pretty serious test, but it's a test nonetheless. And he's passing with flying colors because up until this point, he has not said a word. He has not said a word against God. He's, told his friends that he would rather die. Really, God, if I'm going to go through this, why am I still here? I don't understand. I love you. I just rather go on home to glory. You done took my kids and my wealth and my land, and my wife hates me and my friends hate me. The city hates me. So why am I still here? But he's not once cursed the Father. He's trying to hear from God. God, tell me something at this point, right? And so, got my notes. Y'all already know. Here's the problem, right? Eliphaz is so committed to his belief that suffering equals sin that he creates this false narrative. And instead of listening to Job's integrity, he forces Job to fit into this particular doctrine. Well, do we do that to people in church all the time? We try to force them to fit into our doctrine, right? Which could be true and factual. The theology is factual, but not in this situation. Okay? And that could be very dangerous. And that's why a lot of people go through what you call church hurt, real church hurt, real church hurt. Not the fact that somebody don't like you. They wouldn't let you sit in the seat next to them, that kind of stuff. Or they were talking about you behind your back. No. This is real church hurt. The theology is true, but it doesn't fit your situation. But people are judgmental because it doesn't fit. But they think it should fit, and it's bananas. So here's the deal, guys and girls, men and women of the world. God is not a formula. Righteousness is not a shield for pain, and suffering is not always corrective. Just because you're suffering, that's not God trying to teach you a lesson. Okay? He's not trying to teach you anything. He's proving a point. That part. Okay? And this chapter shows us something sobering. You can quote God and still misrepresent him. There are plenty of people out here in the world that are quoting scripture, but they're misrepresenting the Father. They don't know his heart. They didn't ask God before saying a word. So that's misrepresentation. Period. And so practical application for 2025, because you already know how this works, is this chapter challenges us to ask some really hard questions. Am I more loyal to my beliefs than to compassion? Am I more loyal to my beliefs than having compassion for the people of God? That's something. That's something deep. Do I assume the worst about people who are hurting? I can say that I've done that several times. So I'm definitely looking at myself here. If we drive down the street and we see homeless people, because of who I've encountered throughout my life, I automatically think that a lot of the homeless people that we encounter today, they're not homeless by circumstance. They're homeless by choice. And a lot of them are on drugs, when that's not true. A lot of them aren't. People are homeless, especially this day and age, because the cost of living is astronomical and we don't make enough money to provide for our families, to live in the places that we need to live. I mean, are you kidding me? In the city of Pittsburgh, a 3-bedroom house in my neighborhood is running $2,000 a month, and that does not include utilities. So we can have a roof over our head, but I can't have gas, light, and water. Really? All of those things. So I assume, based off of what I've encountered all of my life when it comes to the homeless, that these people, they got to be on drugs and they're going to take my money and spend it on drugs. That's not okay. We can't assume the worst based off of someone's circumstances. Have I ever tried to explain someone's pain instead of sitting with them in it? Your friend is hurting. Like, really hurt. And you're sitting here trying to explain it instead of sitting with them in silence, in peace. Sometimes they need you to just sit with them and listen. But we want to talk. We want to explain what's happening when we have no idea what the real narrative is. It's insane. And so sometimes the most unholy thing we can do is over-spiritualize someone else's suffering. Can we not do that anymore? Here's the reality of it all. In this, definitely in this situation, it is what it is. But over-spiritualizing someone's suffering. We want to throw theology at people all the time because we're the ministers, the elders, the bishops, right? The apostles. Meanwhile, it may not have to do with theology. Not really. Sometimes we put ourselves in situations and then ask God to get us out of it. Yeah. Well, God is sitting there like, well, I ain't put you there. So why don't you, I'm going to let you do this thing and sit in it for a minute. I'm going to get you out, but I'm going to let you sit there. But we trying to throw theology at them. But that may not very well be the situation. Okay? All right, so not every storm is punishment. Not every hardship is a warning. And not every broken season means someone missed God. Not every broken season means that you missed the Father. Not at all. Okay? He knows what's going on. He's in charge. He allows the enemy to do whatever it is that he does because he's confident that you're going to be the righteous person that you claim to be and actually live the life that you speak about. Okay? So here's the deal. Make sure that you stop being judgmental when it comes to people and their situations. We have no idea why the Father is allowing people to go through what they go through. And if you have not prayed and asked him for wisdom, knowledge, and the right things to say and pray and speak about, then shut your mouth. Period. Okay? Be blessed. That's the end of chapter 22. And I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 23. Y'all have a good one and stay warm out there.